had just come back from China. This is the first time I came back. I've been in China for a year. Remember, by this time, my dad already visited me once. You've heard all the stories. But this time I came back to Australia and my dad picked me up from the airport. I saw him from far away. My dad was waving, "Hey, son, me, son, hello." And I'm like, "Hey, Dad, how are you?" "Very good, son. Let me see your body. Why you don't go gym?" He always wanted me to go to gym. My dad loves me. He always wants me to get fit. I don't know. It never clicked for me. I know I should. But anyway, long story short, my dad, handsome dad, standing there. I said, "Dad, why didn't you get me flowers?" I was just joking. He's like, "Son, why I buy you flower cost $30. I don't need. I get you grass. Free." I said, "No, Dad, it's all right. What you want to eat, Olam? What you want? Eat anything you want. I buy everything. You want everything." Now, when my dad says, "you want everything," he doesn't mean it like that. Because my dad just means, "Do you want to grab a kebab?" Because my dad used to have a kebab shop at the Sydney International Airport. I said, "Yeah, Dad, you want to get a kebab, don't you?" "Oh, very good idea. Let's go there." I said, "Yeah, of course." And then we went there and I ordered, and oh my God, it was the first time I had eaten a kebab in a year. It's been a year, man. I mean, I don't like kebabs anymore. I can't eat them. It's just, I just can't do it. Because I don't know what meat's in there. I don't know. I just don't want it. Chicken's alright, but no thanks. It's too heavy for me. Anyway, and long story short, my dad started talking to me. "Son, how is massage lady?" I said, "What? Massage lady? The lady, the one in the spa." I said, "Dad, you mean the one that massaged your shoulder?" Yes. "Say hello for me." I said, "Dad, I didn't go again. You think I stayed connected for you?" "No." "Oh, that's sad. I go find her myself." I said, "Okay, Dad." Mind you, this time my parents had already divorced. I mean, he's too much of a Casanova, bro. Anyway, his new wife took him. Well, they left Australia, lives in Turkey now, because the woman knows what he's like, and they live in a remote area. She keeps my dad away from people, and long story short, now. We ate our lunch and I loved it. Oh my God, the kebab was so delicious. Now I'm starting to feel hungry again. Anyway, and we went home. Now, it was very interesting because Mum and Dad divorced. So Mum had gone to Turkey by this time and Dad had lived somewhere else, and it was interesting to see my dad live in a single situation, right? It was very cool. I'm not gonna lie, my dad became my best friend after their divorce. I mean, even when he was married, he wasn't like a dad. My dad is a dad, but he's not a dad. What's a dad? A kid falls down and the guy says, "Oh, son, are you all right? Come, son, let me hug you. It's all right." My dad, I fall down. Look at you. Look, you can't stand up on your feet. Stand up, son. Stand up, shake and dance. That's my dad. You know, when a normal dad takes the son fishing and the fish is gone, the dad would say, "Oh, it's all right, son. Don't worry about it. We'll get the next one." My dad's like, "Oh, shit. Why you miss? This is a flathead. Very big. Now we are starving because of you." That's Dad, okay? That's why I love him, because I never have any animosity towards my dad. I love my dad. Yeah, growing up was rough. I always said, "Dad, why didn't you do this?" Now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, man, my entire life I had a best mate. He's my best mate. And yeah, so long story short, I said, "Dad, where's all my stuff?" He goes, "Oh, son, I think you don't need, so I give it to your cousin." I said, "What? You mean my computers and everything?" "Yes, you don't need anything. You don't need. I give it away. Something I sell. What about my underwear?" "Oh, your underwear, I burn it." I said, "What do you mean you burn it?" "Yes, son. It's no need to keep something toxic." I said, "What do you mean toxic?" "Son, don't worry. Your ass like acid. This melt." I said, "Dad, what do you mean? Stop it. Don't give away my stuff." Anyway, so someone asked my dad, "What does your son do in China? What does your son do in China?" Now, by that time, I still hadn't opened my English schools. I was still a teacher. And I'm proud to say, I became a teacher. I was like, yeah. My dad, before I could answer, the guy said, what does your son do? And I said, well, and my dad said, hey, stop. My son in China represent Australia, make everyone pregnant. I said, Dad, shut up. Yes, you do. Many little Umut baby. Umut is my Turkish name. So yeah, my dad is a classic. You know, I love my dad, and I wish everyone to have a dad like mine, because for me, my old man is not a dad. He's like my absolute best friend, and I wish that on every son, you know, to have a dad like mine. And yeah, like I got so many other stories. Like one time, my dad. Oh wait, before I go. Okay, now one day I was at uni. Okay, uni year 1. So I was pretty young. And at that time, before I went to Sydney U, I was at UWS. I love UWS. Fuck, I miss that school. Anyway, and I had brought a few classmates home to do a project, a coding project. And we had to build something together. I forgot what it is now. And back then, we had 2 Aussie girls, 1 Palestinian dude, and I think it was a Lebanese guy plus me. And I think, yeah, that there's about 5 of us, right? 5 or 6. Anyway, my mum, you know, Turks. You go to a Turkish house, you have to eat. And basically we're eating, and my dad just suddenly like looked at, you know, he's not a creep. My dad's a good man. He's not. When it's someone like my classmate, he's not going to be a creep. But he did say to the Australian girls, especially the blonde one, said, girls, I want to ask you a question, really question. When you see my son, do you get happy? I said, Dad, what do you mean? Shh. He always does that to me. When you see him, it's a very happy feeling. Yes, you like him. And the girl's like, yeah, he's cool. What you mean cool? He is the best. My son, number 1. You should dating him. And yes, everything together. Everything. Come on. I swear to God, only my dad would pull a stunt like that. No, we didn't end up dating. She was a good mate. You know, you have a mate. It's like a bro. It doesn't matter girl or boy. I see them as a bro. I'm not one of those guys, you know. I'm not my dad. Anyway, I talk too much. Bye, guys.